Hello, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell, I'm in a new filming location for this video. This past weekend, I have been down in Savannah, Georgia with my family for a quick weekend. My birthday is Monday, and so this is sort of a trip for my birthday. And Savannah is one of my favorite cities to come to because of the bookstores. There are two fantastic bookstores in downtown Savannah that I absolutely love going to. And so I have a bit of a birthday book haul that I wanted to do today. I got quite a few books that I'm really excited about. So I thought I would just sort of briefly show them off, not to go into detail on too many of them, just because I have a decent stack here. And then once I read them, of course, I will talk about them in further detail. So I was able to find a lot of titles on Russian history, which is sort of my current most serious reading interest, and then I have some more sort of general nonfiction and historical nonfiction as well that I'll show. So I'm going to start with the more Russian side of things. And the first I have here is Resurrection: The Structure for a New Russia by David Remnick. And David Remnick is the author of Lenin's Tomb, which is a book about the fall of the Soviet Union. So I'm really excited about this one. Then I have Abram Asher's The Revolution of 1905, Russia in Disarray. And this is put out by Stanford University Press, which I haven't read a whole lot put out by Stanford University Press, so I'm excited to add this to my collection. Then I have Rasputin and the Fall of the Romanovs by Colin Wilson. I have only read a couple books about Rasputin and his interaction with the Romanov family. I haven't read anything by Colin Wilson yet, so I'm really eager to try his writing style and to get his angle of the story. Then I have this really slim little guy here, Alexander II and the Modernization of Russia by W.E. Moss, I'm believing. And I'm really eager to get to this one. I've only read one Alexander II biography, and that was by Edward Rosinsky. So getting sort of a slimmer view here of sort of his policies and what he did while he was Tsar, I think will be really interesting to read more of. Then I have a real chunker here, and this is The Diaries of Sophia Tolstoy, translated by Kathy Porter. I was super excited to see this on the shelf because I have had this marked on my TBR for a really long time, and I have never been able to find it anywhere. And so when I saw it, I knew I had to get it. And this is a beast. This is her full diaries, along with introduction and notes, which I think is really awesome. And it's an absolutely fantastic translation. I read just very briefly. You can see my bookmark here. Just the first couple entries at the bookstore to make sure that I liked the translation. It was fantastic. So I'm really eager to read this alongside with the next book that I'm going to show, which is the Tolstoy biography by A.N. Wilson, right here, which I'm super excited for. I only have a couple Tolstoy biographies, so I'm happy to add this one to my collection. And the only other biography by A.N. Wilson that I have read is Queen Victoria. So I'm very excited to be able to start adding more to my collection of Wilson's works. Then I have another sort of related to Alexander II, and that is Russia in the Age of Alexander II, Tolstoy and Dostoevsky. And this is by Walter G. Moss. And this is sort of analyzing the period of, the height of Russian literary culture under Alexander II, when Tolstoy and Dostoevsky were sort of at their most prolific peaks in their careers. So this is going to be a really exciting read. And this is put out by Anthem Press, which I really haven't read anything that they've put out. So I'm very excited to be able to start, building up a bit of Anthem Press in my collection. Then I have an Essential Histories edition, The Russo-Japanese War, 1904 to 1905 by Jeffrey Jukes, and this is Osprey Publishing. I've seen a lot of good things, seen and heard a lot of good things about Osprey Publishing. I've never read any of their titles before. I've never read anything in this Essential Histories series before either, so I'm very eager to get to this. It's a really slim little thing. There are lots of fantastic illustrations and photographs as well, which I love. So it's a great sort of, an an essential history. How ironic. And then the last one I have here of the more Russian genre of things is The Oak and the Calf by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. This one did not come with the dust jacket, but it has the very nice gold embossed printer, which is very nice. All right, so that is the Russian history side of things. I'm just going to move these out of the way, and then I have just one more very slim stack. And the first is Eye of the Shoal, A Fish Watcher's Guide to Life, the Ocean and Everything by Helen Scales. So I read my first Helen Scales book just a couple months ago, and that was The Abyss, her newest book about life in the deep ocean. And so when I saw this, I had to get it. So this is her more general book about sea life and particularly of a fish, which I'm really excited for. I loved her writing in The Abyss. It was really captivating. And I just love the cover on this one too. I think it's really beautiful. Then I have another sort of related to oceanography book, and that is We Are All Whalers by Michael J. Moore, The Plight of the Whales and Our Responsibility. Again, another great cover on this one. I have a couple of Michael Moore's books on my Goodreads TBR, but I hadn't actually purchased any of them yet, so I was really happy to see this one. And again, it's not too long, which is nice, so it's sort of it should be a really informative but quick read. And then the last one here is one that I'm or two more here, but this next one is one that I'm really excited for, and that is In the Shadow of the Gods, The Emperor in World History by Dominic Levin. So the only other book that I have by Dominic Levin is Russia Against Napoleon, which is mentioned right down here. But I loved the cover on this one as well. And this is really interesting. It's sort of a psychological study of emperors and empresses throughout history, and sort of the psychological toll that position puts onto someone, which I think is really fascinating. And this is new. It came out last year. So slipping off here. So I'm really excited to read his newest book. And then last here is A Night to Remember by Walter Lord, the classic account of the final hours of the Titanic. And I have this one on ebook, but I don't have it in physical form. And so when I saw it in physical form, I just thought I'd pick it up to be able to add it to my collection. It's just a great one to have. So that is it. That's the last book. I just wanted to show a couple of some of the books I got for my birthday book haul here that I'm super excited about. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you would like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.